Durham says the FBI failed to uphold strict fidelity to the law, essentially concluding this was political. So has the FBI completely lost the public's trust?
Unfortunately, you would think so, but I think the only thing that's surprising to me about this report is not any of the findings in it. It is really the reaction or lack thereof by the American public. And I'm comparing to the backlash when you saw Trump say he wanted to send the election results back to the states. And you had not every, but basically every Trump administration official from the vice president on down say, no, 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 no. Here in the Obama-Biden administration, you saw people say, yes, we are going to use the FBI to investigate the Trump administration based on no facts and also leak that to the media. And the American public reacted very strongly to the first set of facts and very weakly to the second. And that to me means maybe the FBI does maintain its credibility throughout this, even though, in my opinion, that is not deserved.
Well, there is a lot of apathy. I mean, you think about how long these investigations have gone on, how they've been dragged through the media, where we've heard about them time and time again. It's like hearing someone cry wolf over and over, even if something is substantiated. The FBI admitted to missteps. They say that corrections have been made. There's been changes to leadership. But where is the accountability where we know as the public, as the voting public, that something like this won't happen again?
Right. I mean, we say that we're very concerned about authoritarianism, but if that is the case, then there is nothing more dangerous than a federal bureau of investigation that does not have fidelity to the law, which is what Durham found, and instead has a partisan goal. And this really is not about Trump. I know Trump is going to make this about Trump, but this really has to do with, is there fairness in America? Am I going to be treated fairly by the law? And this report says no. And I think on Thursday, when the House Republicans hold a hearing, they have 3 whistleblowers that are going to show other areas where the FBI is saying, I want to target Catholics, or I want to change what the hate crime statistics are from true to false in order to support Joe Biden's narrative. I mean, these are really concerning things that have nothing to do with Trump. But because Trump is involved, I think everyone is coloring their view of this accordingly.
But I think you make really good points about why we should all care. But it's like, how do we convey that in a way where Americans will respond? I mean, there are a lot of people saying this report is a moot point. We already knew this. We already knew that the former president was cleared here. And we already knew that according to those findings published months, years before this, that the president wasn't going to face any repercussions because he didn't do anything wrong. There was no collusion. But there are Democrats pointing to the lack of major convictions in the probe. There were no charges recommended. So will that make it more difficult for this finding to actually get the light it may deserve? Because people are saying, we already knew this already.
Yeah, I think you're fighting the polarization of media because, yes, there were limited convictions. But when you actually look at why that was, well, you had a Manhattan jury decide not to convict some attorneys of lying to the FBI. Well, why weren't they convicted? Oh, because the attorneys said, no, I don't work for Hillary Clinton, when they actually did. And the reason that they weren't lying, according to the jury, is because the FBI already should have known that they were working for the Clintons. So here, I mean, it's more damning than you would even think, because here you've got an FBI who knows that they're working with Clinton operatives and doing their bidding anyway. So yes, there was a lack of conviction, but the reason why there was a lack of conviction is sort of the worst possible reason. That said, I went and checked the MSNBC website this morning. The whole top is John Durham wasted everybody's time. That's the top story. So as long as you have polarized media, which I think, NewsNation recognizes that problem and is trying to fix it, you are going to have an apathetic public because they don't listen to really what the warning signs are.
Yeah, we need to come to a place where we can simplify, break these things down. And no doubt this is going to fuel some of the Republicans' arguments that there is bias and that there is politicization in our legal system. May Mailman, thank you so much.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.